I'm Patrick Lodge. I'm the Managing Director of the Global Media Forum. And I have a last talk here. On my left hand is Meng Zhaoli. She's Vice Dean and Chief Economist of the Tencent Institute. Tencent is a very big Chinese internet provider. You should know this company. And on the other hand, I have Emmanuel Letouzé. He's director of the Data Pop Alliance, which is an alliance of the ODI and the Harvard, the Humanitarian Initiative, and looks into the potential of big data, and MIT Media Lab. I hope the list is no longer. So the issue we want briefly to discuss in 7 minutes here, as I said before, what is the potential of big data in the achievements of the SDG? What role is in it? You know that big data has not only a positive connotation. It's a two-faced thing. On one hand, big data seems to be a threat to us as humans, and on the other hand, we feel that there is a huge potential in it, at least when we use our navigation system or whatever other device or application we use every day, which is driven by big data. So the first question goes to Emmanuel. The Data Pop Alliance you established, I mean, big data is driven by big business, so why this Pop Alliance?
Okay, I'm sorry. So the tagline of the Alliance is promoting a people-centered big data revolution. And so what that means and entails is that we work locally in different countries and cities around the world. We run research, training, engagement programs and projects with different partners. So to work on a whole spectrum of applications and implications of big data for societal development. So we can get into the specifics of how that applies or is relevant to the SDGs, but it's sort of like the flavor of the Alliance is this like local work with public, private, and civil society partners.
What does mean people-centered big data in that sense?
Well, it means, in a sense, like for and by the people. So for the people, it's a vision where data empowers like people, and so like challenge power structures rather than entrench them. And with or via the people, it's the participation, the agreements, the partnerships that we have with universities. So we work especially, for instance, in Bogota. We have a number of programs. We work with the government. We work with the city of Bogota, with some universities. We also work in Dakar. One of the big projects that we're running is the Open Algorithms project, which we can talk more about.
Thanks. Zhaoli, as a company, one of the biggest player in internet, social media applications and messaging services and so on, what drives you to be here at that conference? Where is the link between your business and the SDGs or sustainable development here?
Mm-hmm. I think actually technology can definitely help we realize SDG goals. Yes, we have a lot of terrific implications for big data. How can big data help we live in a better society? I will just give you a few examples. First, a few numbers. Our company, we have 800 million users, which means almost every netizen in China have WeChat account. Another number is that every day we got 50 billion requests to LBS service, which means that we draw a thermodynamic map, then you can exactly see where the people are. Then we use such kind of ability to cooperate with our government. Let's say if a sightseeing where the people where there are a lot of people go there and it is very dangerous, then we will just cooperate with the police department. Then they will dismiss those people. Also, when the hurricane came and when the natural disaster came, then we will give alarm to people who are in their danger area. And by, we find that we change from for the people to by the people. I mean, more and more people want to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, last year in Wuhan, a city where the drainage system is not so good. So when there is heavy rain, then some place is very dangerous. People can die there. Then a lot of people just use our product to report the spot where it is danger, well, the danger spot, and they report that, and we will send alarm to people around the spot. So it's changed from for the people to by the people. And by people use our product to report the environmental pollution. For instance, if they find some place with air pollution or other environmental pollution thing, they will report via our account. Then this is very helpful. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Interesting examples, but nevertheless, let me say that when it comes to China, the issue of data collecting and surveillance is always an issue from our perspective in Europe here. So I'm tilting back to Emmanuel. When you look at these examples, for instance, where's the limit that we need to find between privacy concerns and the massive use of big data for the sake of having much better insights in a couple of areas like catastrophe prevention, like earlier alert systems when it comes to climate issues. Or so I know other examples from Asia, which is a region which is very much concerned about these kind of catastrophes potentially. But there is this issue about privacy and using big data massively to have insights that can fuel debates or policies and take into actions to reduce poverty and other things. So where's the limit?
Well, so that would take a lifetime to answer. We have
you have a minute?
Yeah, I have a minute. So yes, there is a trade-off, there's a balance. I mean, the safest way we could fly planes would be naked. And we don't want to fly planes being naked, so we wear clothes, and there are like security. So this balance, trade-off tension between privacy, security is like always there. Now in the era of big data, we're so like really grappling with that right now. We're figuring out as societies what we're willing to sort of like let go for higher economic growth or greater protection and those kinds of things. Like legal frameworks, ethical principles are usually not on par with the demand. I mean, the rate of change is such that there have been like tensions arising. In the case of Ebola, for instance, a lot of people were asking for the cell phone data to be released, made public, to do contact tracing, mobility mapping, etc. And others said, well, no, this is playing like a bit like a sorcerer's apprentices. And in the end, the data was not shared. But it was a good example of a specific case where you had people dying and potentially a solution or part of the solution, but the legal frameworks and the technological systems were not in place to allow that. So the next question, or in the future, the question is, how do you do that? How do you leverage data at scale, systematically, in a safe way, in a sustainable, economically sustainable way? And there are like technological and institutional solutions and frameworks we're working on.
So your claim is make good use of it and be transparent with what you do, but use all the possibilities that are in it, if I understand correctly.
Yes, but and a core principle is right at the moment is that the data should not be open. I mean, the so-called private data, the data that a telecom company collects for billing purposes, should not be shared with like researchers or like at scale. So instead, you send the questions, the queries to the data on the servers of the companies.
When you look at your community and the data you collect from the use of your applications, your messenger service, is there more that you can imagine that you can provide for mapping purposes, for instance, mapping in terms of income ranges or other issues that are of importance to achieve or to take actions into a specific of these SDG goals? Is there something that you have in vision or you are planning to share in that purpose?
Okay. since we got a mobile internet activity map of China, we actually were trying to find who is people left behind. Actually, there is a thermodynamic map in China, and definitely you can see the northern west. The northern west part is totally dark. So we go there and try to find why. And we find that people there, if you go to the village, the people, their age from 15 to 50, they are missing. All of them just go to the cities and be the migrant worker. So that's why those people in the village actually don't have the ability. They are either too young or too old to use a mobile phone. So that's why they are left behind. And right now we are trying to find a way to make sure they are connected. And actually our data gave some positive feedback. Last year, I mean in the year 2016, if we check the increasing degree of the internet infusion rate, actually those cities, small cities, in first-tier cities, sixth-tier city, seventh-tier cities, their increasing rate is much higher than that in the first-tier city. Like Beijing, Beijing ranked around 300 out of 351 cities, according to the increasing rate of internet plus. Yeah, so that's a good sign. Okay. Those people left behind, they are catching up. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Zhaoli, Emmanuel, thank you very much for that talk. That was the last edition of the 7 minutes for discussion we have here on that live stage together with the Global Festival of Ideas and the Deutsche Welle Global Media Forum. Thank you very much for the insights and good luck and have a safe trip back home, wherever you come from. Thank you very much for watching us. Thank you.